Yo, what's up, gamers? So, I only came to the break room because someone left the TV on, and it's been replaying a montage of trailers on loop for the past 20 minutes. I'm trying to mop, Kratos is screaming, the subtitles are burned into the screen, morale is confused, and then it hit me. This wasn't a small state of play, this wasn't a couple indie vibes and we'll see you later type of show. Sony just filled in the 2026 calendar with a permanent marker. We got sequels, remakes, new IPs, release dates, franchises waking up like they heard the alarm. 4 days later and people are still arguing about what mattered most. But before the break room turns into a full-blown console war debate, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below, what reveal hit you the hardest? Alright, grab a mop, let's break down everything Sony just stacked on the shelf. I knew something was wrong when the break room TV stopped looping cooking shows and started blasting Spartan chanting at 7 AM. God of War Sons of Sparta is real, and it's live right now. But this isn't the big cinematic over-the-shoulder Kratos we've been used to in the Norse saga. This is the 2D side-scrolling Metrovania that throws us back into Greek mythology, young Kratos and his brother Deimos on a full Spartan revenge tour. Pixel art visuals, tight platforming, classic hack-and-slash combat, blades everywhere, zero patience, maximum anger. It's developed by Santa Monica Studio in partnership with Mega Cat Studios, and it feels like someone found an old PS2 dev kit in a locker and said, let's make this brutal again. And here's the wild part. It's shadow drop, no countdown, no warning, just available on PS5 right now. I'm over here mopping quietly, and Kratos is out here reliving childhood drama in pixel form. PlayStation said 2026 roadmap, Kratos said we're starting with violence. And if that shadow drop wasn't enough Spartan yelling for one morning, they followed it up with this. God of War Trilogy Remake. Yes, the original Greek saga. God of War 1, 2, and 3. Fully remade. We're talking modern PS5 visuals, rebuilt combat systems, updated cinematics, and storytelling tweaks to keep the rage but smooth out the PS2 era edges. Santa Monica Studios handling this one directly, and they're even bringing back TC Carson as Kratos for the classic Greek era voice, which means this shouldn't be a lazy port, this should be a full resurrection. For longtime fans, this is pure nostalgia. Blades of Chaos, giant gods, betrayal, vengeance, screaming at Mount Olympus. For newer players who only know Dad of Boy Kratos, this is the origin story. The messy one, the loud one, the HR is filing paperwork one. It's the perfect entry point before the Norse saga, and honestly, the Breakroom TV hasn't stopped showing Kratos yelling at Zeus for the last 20 minutes. Next up, Sony dimmed the lights and handed us a martini. 007 First Light got a brand new trailer, and this is full cinematic spy energy. This is an old polished tuxedo at the casino Bond. This is the origin story Bond. Young, reckless, still earning that 00 status. Probably breaking more rules than he follows. IO Interactive is behind it, the Hitman team. So you already know stealth is going to matter. Infiltrations, disguises, gadgets, choice-driven approaches. But the trailer also leaned heavy into big set pieces. Explosions, car chases, international locations, and you have one shot, don't miss tension. It looks like a blend of tight stealth systems and blockbuster spectacle. Less spray and play, more play in the room than own the room. And if this really is a Bond origin direction, this gives them space to rebuild a trilogy without stepping on moving canon. It releases on May 27th on PS5, and judging by the trailer, this is Sony's We Can Do Action Cinema 2 flex. Meanwhile, I can't even sneak past the break room microwave without it beeping. Bond would not survive this building. Now, even though Wolverine didn't get a full spotlight during this state of play, let's not pretend it wasn't in the room. Insomniac's Wolverine is still one of the biggest pieces of Sony's 2026 puzzle. Claws out, brutal, likely way darker in tone than Spider-Man, and positioned as the next major Marvel pillar for PlayStation. This isn't just another superhero game, this is Sony quietly building a Marvel lane that sits alongside Spider-Man, maybe even pushing into a more mature, violent direction. Every time Sony shows anything Marvel related, Wolverine's shadow is right there behind it. You can feel in the pacing of these announcements, they're spacing out the heavy hitters, letting anticipation cook. It's the kind of game that doesn't need a trailer every month, the hype just simmers. So yeah, not shown directly, but very much part of the 2026 roadmap energy. Kind of like that one spill in the corner of the break room, you don't see it immediately, but you know it's coming. Next up, Saros. Housemarque came in swinging with a full gameplay deep dive. And yeah, this one feels like a PS5 flex. Heavy sci-fi atmosphere, hostile alien terrain, that lonely cosmetic isolation energy they perfected with Returnal, but evolved. You're navigating a mysterious planet during reoccurring eclipse events that reshape encounters in real time. Enemies shift, threat levels spike, and survival hinges on smart use of armor upgrades, modifiers, and adapting mid-run. There are roguelike elements baked in, meaning progression isn't just about reflexes, it's about learning patterns, optimizing builds, and surviving long enough to understand what the planet is actually doing to you. Combat looks fast, punishing, precision-focused, very Housemarque, and usually pure PS5 showcase energy. Particle effects everywhere, dynamic gliding, big sci-fi mood. It drops April 30th, which means Sony isn't just stacking names, they're filling actual calendar space. This is the kind of game that makes you lean forward in your chair, the same way I lean forward when I hear something clatter in the hallway after hours. And then this one crept in through the fog like it never left. Castlevania Belmont's Curse. Konami is reviving the Belmont name with a brand new entry, and the tone is pure gothic dread. Crumbling castles, candlelit corridors, organ music that sounded like it was recorded in a haunted cathedral. From what we saw, it leans into classic action roots, with combat, monstrous bosses, layered level design, but there's a big question mark hovering over it. Is this a full-scale scrolling return to form or a modern 3D reinvention? The trailer teased cinematic angles, brutal enemy encounters, and that signature gothic atmosphere the series built its reputation on. It feels like a reboot in spirit, honoring the old bloodline while trying to modernize it. If they get the combat weight right and keep the exploration tight, this could be the franchise comeback fans have been waiting for. And honestly, if a Belmont starts breaking candles in the break room looking for hearts, I'm not stopping him. Next up, and this one had the break room TV volume turned all the way up. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. Konami's preservation tour continues, and yeah, this is the big one. We're talking Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots finally escaping the PS3 basement, plus Peace Walker, plus Ghost Babel. High-resolution upgrades, modern platform support, extra archival bonuses. This is premium nostalgia, the kind that smells like old strategy guides and late-night codec calls. And as someone who's mopped around enough cardboard boxes to know their tactical value, seeing Metal Gear Solid 4 freed from PS3 jail, that's historic cleanup. If Volume 1 was a reminder, Volume 2 is a rescue mission. Stakes back, and apparently so is my backlog. And then the lights in the break room flickered, because Silent Hill Townfall finally showed a release window. This is no Code and Annapurna's psychological horror entry, and it leans hard into atmosphere over jump scares. First-person perspective, story-driven puzzles, and a portable CRT television mechanic that feels like it absolutely should not be plugged in. The trailer dubbed down on themes of mystery, tragedy, and loss. Quiet thread instead of loud chaos. This is an action horror. This is sit with it horror, the kind that follows you home and stands in the hallway while you're trying to sleep. Confirmed for PS5 later this year. And if the Breakroom TV starts turning itself on again, I'm clocking out early. Capcom said, you know what 2026 needs? More trauma. Resident Evil Requiem dropped its fourth trailer. And yeah, this is a direct continuation of the Village era timeline. Leon's back, Sherry's involved, Raccoon City refuses to stay buried. The trailer leads into full horror momentum, infected chaos, collapsing environments, and that classic Resident Evil balance between panic and firepower. This isn't a soft reboot, this is escalation. Capcom is clearly setting this up as the next mainline pillar, and with February 27th launch locked in, there's no mystery about when the outbreak starts. Village pushed action forward, Requiem looks like it's taking horror back into the room and locking the door. If 2026 needed a reminder that zombies still pay rent, this was it. And then Bungie decided subtle wasn't necessary. Marathon got a fresh gameplay deep dive, and this is their full commitment to the extraction shooter space. Set on the planet Tau Ceti 4, you're dropping in as a cybernetic runner, scavenging loot, fighting other players, and trying to extract before someone else turns you into a highlighted cliff. This is PvP first, high tension, high stakes, live service bones showing on purpose. The trailer leaned into mobility, gunplay precision, and squad coordination. Very Bungie DNA, just pointed at competitive survival instead of raids. There's a server slam beta running February 26th through March 2nd. with full launch locked on March 5th on PS5. If you like sweating a little while you loot, Marathon looks ready to test your heart rate. Here's my break room rule: don't trust anyone who says I'm friendly. Then Sony said, what if we just let you be the problem? John Wick is officially getting a new game, and this one is leaning all the way into tactical gun-fu chaos. Developed by Saber Interactive, it's built around cinematic, close quarters combat, tight hallways, brutal choreography, and that rhythm of shoot, reload, roll, repeat. This is an open world wandering. This looks focused, linear, mission-driven movie faithful environments where every room is basically a stress test. They're using Keanu's likeness, and the gameplay tease showed fluid transitions between gunplay, melee takedowns, and driving sequences. Very one man versus everyone who made a bad decision. If they nail the pacing, this could be pure momentum from start to finish. No health bars, just consequences. And then out of nowhere, stealth mode activated. Yakoh Shinobi Ops is an isometric stealth action title built around pure ninja energy. You're infiltrating heavy guarded compounds, dodging patrols, disabling traps, and chaining together ninjutsu abilities with surgical precision. This isn't button mashing chaos, it's patience, timing, and knowing when not to move. The twist: co-op infiltration. You and a partner coordinating abilities, distracting guards, slipping through the shadows, and occasionally taking down something much bigger than expected, including giant monster encounters teased in the trailer. This feels like one of those quiet indie reveals that could sneak up on everyone. Breakroom translation: you don't run through the hallway, you wait for the cameras to blink. Next up, Dead or Alive 6, Last Round. Team Ninja is bringing the fighting series back with a definitive edition hitting PS5 on June 25th. This version includes a full package, plus a free-to-play option featuring 29 fighters, making it easier than ever for new players to jump in without committing to the whole locker room. We're talking fast-paced 3D arena combat, environmental stage hazards, counter-heavy mind games, and that signature Dead or Alive blend of precision and flash. It's technical, it's competitive, and it clearly wants back into the tournament conversation. And they didn't stop there. This also teased up a brand new Dead or Alive project for the franchise's 30th anniversary. So yeah, the fighting sport just got mopped and reopened. Love's on, who's stepping in? Then the Breakroom TV hit me with Marvel Tokon, Fighting Souls. This is a full-on 2D competitive Marvel fighter, and it's got that esports energy written all over it. Tight spacing, combo routes, super meters, dramatic finishes. The kind of game where one missed input costs you the whole round and your dignity. The trailer showed off Unbreakable X-Men DLC 2, Wolverine, Storm, Magic, and even Danger stepping into the arena. So yeah, the roster already feels built for tournaments and trash talk. It's flashy, it's fast, and it looks like it wants to live on EVO's main stage. Pre-orders are coming soon with an August 6th launch on PS5 and PC, which means somewhere out there someone is already thinking about combos while I'm cleaning up popcorn from the last State of Play reveal. Marvel's not just swinging through New York anymore, it's stepping into the ring. Then Remedy walked back into the building with Control Resonant. And yeah, the weird office energy is alive and well. This is a full expansion of the Control universe, but this time the spotlight's on Dylan Faden. Alternate Manhattan setting, reality bending again, and the weapons, they're shape-shifting, unstable, and very much not OSHA approved. You've got gravity manipulation, supernatural gunplay, melee bursts, that same kinetic chaos that made the original feel like you're rearranging furniture with your mind aggressively. It's still that stylish third-person supernatural shooter vibe. Still cryptic, still Remedy core, and if you like the feeling that the building itself might be watching you, good news, it probably is. Landing on 2026 on PS5, and yes, I'm absolutely ready to mop up whatever dimension breaks this time. Then Kojima decided the beach wasn't exclusive anymore. Death Stranding 2 on the beach is officially expanding beyond PS5 with the full PC release. And this isn't just a quiet port tossed out the back door. We're talking unlocked frame rates, upscaling support, DualSense features carried over, the whole cinematic hiking sim meets existential therapy package running wide open. This keeps the Kojima universe growing. Bigger audience, more ladders placed in questionable spots. If the first game was about reconnecting a fractured America, this one feels like it's reconnecting platforms. On March 19th, PC joins the delivery route, and somewhere someone is optimizing their cargo stack like it's a Jenga tower in the break room. Pragmata wasn't newly announced, but it's back again, with a brand new trailer and a much clearer look at what the game actually is. This is Capcom's long-delayed sci-fi mystery that basically disappeared for years, like someone filmed it under Coming Soon and forgot the folder existed. You play as Hugh, partner with an android girl named Diana, navigating a sterile, near-future dystopia. And the combat isn't straightforward shooting. You're hacking enemy systems in real time while fighting. It's layered, you're juggling threats, solving quick on-the-fly logic paths, and shooting at the same time. It's less point and fire, and more mop with one hand, rewire the building with the other. Pragmata may not be a new announcement, but it walked back into the room and said, "I'm ready this time." This also wasn't a brand new reveal, but it did show back up with fresh footage. Beast of Reincarnation returned with a new trailer and a confirmed release date, and it looks sharper than before. This is Game Freak's fantasy action RPG set in the far future version of Japan, blending sci-fi decay with mythic overtones. You play as Emma, a sword fighter navigating a collapsing world alongside her canine partner Ku. This isn't just dog follows you around energy, you actively coordinate with Ku in combat, issuing commands, syncing attacks, working as a duo. The new trailer leaned harder into tone, more world building, more enemy variety, more of that lonely but beautiful atmosphere. Release date is locked for August 4th on PS5. Now the surprise announcement, just a reminder that this one's still coming and still looks like it's going to hit. And then out of nowhere, Project Windless. No long build up, no franchise name attached, just a dark fantasy reveal that felt like someone slid a mysterious folder across a break room table and said, "Read this." This is an open world action RPG from Craft in Montreal, set in the world of the bird that drinks tears, which first of all sounds like something I'd written on a maintenance request form at 2 a.m. You play as a Recon, bird-like warriors navigating a war-torn fantasy world filled with heavy atmosphere, brutal combat, and stylized environments that lean more mythic than medieval. It's not a flashy AAA bomb blast, it's more controlled, stylized, almost indie-coded in presentation, but clearly aiming high. Open world exploration, dark fantasy combat, lore-heavy foundation, Project Windless feels like the kind of reveal you don't fully process until later. Then you're halfway through another trailer, and suddenly that one might have been the sleeper hit. And now I'm keeping an eye on it, because sometimes the quiet announcements are the ones that stick. Now, I'm not saying the break room light flickered again, but right after this trailer played, the vending machine started humming in minor key. Rev Noir is Konami's new neo-noir JRPG hybrid, and this one is all tone. You follow a memory-lost boy and girl navigating a world hit by something called the Lightfall Catastrophe. The aesthetic leans heavy into anime-infused noir, rain-soaked streets, glowing cityscapes, sharp shadows, and that constant sense that something is very wrong. Combat looks like a hybrid setup, stylish action layered with RPG systems and narrative weight. Not pure hack and slash, not fully turn-based. More like emotional combat means cinematic pacing. This wasn't a loud reveal, it was a mood reveal. Atmosphere first, questions second. The kind of game where you don't know what's happening yet, but you know it matters. Rev Noir didn't shout, it dimmed the lights and waited. Okay, when Yacht Club Games showed up, I stopped mopping and paid attention. Mina the Hollower is their biggest project, and yes, this is the Shovel Knight team going full retro Zelda energy, but deeper. You play as Mina, a whip-wielding inventor restoring falling spark generators across a densely interconnected world. Think classic top-down action, but layered with modern systems, 25 plus unique bosses, dozens of areas, secrets everywhere. Combat isn't just swing and win, you've got weapon upgrades like the Night Star Mace and Blast Strike Hammer, high-risk sidearms like the Volt Hatchet, and a bone-up leveling system that lets you customize attack, defense, and utility. Stackable trinkets, build variety, new game plus, hundreds of modifiers. It's retro on the surface, systems heavy underneath. Demos already live on PS5, and your progress carries into the full release in spring 2026. And then quietly, almost gently, Neva Prologue showed up. This is a standalone prequel to Nomada Studios' emotional 2024 hit, Neva. And if you played the original, you already know this isn't about combos and explosions. It's about connection. Set years before the main story, you play as a young Alba bonding with a wolf cub named Neva, guiding her through a blighted wilderness slowly consumed by this creeping, malevolent floral darkness. New locations, new enemies, new mechanics built around trust building and cooperation. It's still that cinematic hand-painted platformer vibe. Light combat, heavy emotion, movement that feels deliberate instead of frantic. You're not clearing rooms, you're protecting something. It requires the base game, and it drops February 19th on PS5 and PS4. This one isn't loud, it's a quiet kind of reveal that sneaks up on you, like realizing the breakroom plant actually needed water 4 days ago. And then Konami hits us with something I did not have on my 2026 bingo card, Darwin's Paradox. This is a stealth action platformer where you play as an octopus. Darwin gets snatched out of the ocean and has to sneak his way through factories, junkyards, and labs to get home. Think tactical stealth, but instead of cardboard boxes, you've got ink clouds, camouflage, slippery movement, and puzzle solving built around being extremely squishy. It's got clear Metal Gear inspiration too. The demo dropped February 13th, the full release hits April 2nd on PS5. And honestly, if I walked into the break room and saw an octopus hiding behind the vending machine, I wouldn't even question it at this point. Ember Lab came into the break room like you thought we were done. Kenna Scars of Kosmora is officially happening. This isn't just a small expansion vibe, this feels like a full sequel. Kenna's now older, worn down, and heading to the island we call Kosmora, searching for a cure to something that's clearly not going well. Her stab fractures early on, which shifts how she fights and guides spirits, introducing this new alchemy-based elemental system layered into combat. So now you've got infused spirit abilities, expanded companion mechanics, bigger bosses, deeper combat systems, way larger this time. PlayStation Studios backing means Ember Lab is clearly scaling up. If the first game felt like a beautifully animated short film you could play, this one might feel like they turned it into a full feature. 2026 on PS5 and PC, and I'm just over here trying to keep the floors clean while Kenna's out here spiritually healing entire islands. For a second there, I thought someone left a fan on in the break room. Turns out it was just Pod Racer screaming across Tatooine. Star Wars Galactic Racer is a full arcade-style spin-off set in the lawless Outer Rim. And yes, we're talking chaotic pod racing energy again. This isn't sim racing, this is boost-heavy, drift-wide, don't blink or your toast arcade action. You're piloting high-speed pod racers across wild planetary tracks, deserts, industrial scrapyards, off-world circuits. This one's built for couch competition and online bragging rights, hitting PS5 later in 2026. Meanwhile, I'm just here trying to push a mop into a straight line, and these racers are out here doing 900 miles per hour sideways. I knew somebody was feeling nostalgic when the Breakroom TV started playing accordion music and limbless hands were flying across the screen. Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition is a full-on celebration of the 1995 classic, and it doesn't look like a lazy port. Digital Eclipse teamed up with Ubisoft to bring 5 different console and handheld versions of the original Rayman into one modern package, reformatted, cleaned up, running smooth on PS5. But here's where it gets wild. You're getting 120 bonus levels, including brand new stages, challenge levels, and even fan-made content. They remixed the soundtrack, added awards, save states, infinite lives if you want mercy. Oh, and there's a 50-minute interactive documentary with developer interviews and behind-the-scenes art. This isn't just here's the old game, this is a museum-quality nostalgia. Digital version is out there now. Physical copies land in June. Rayman just turned 30 and apparently he aged better than the vending machine in this break room. Okay, this one made the break room go dead silent, and not because the microwave exploded. Brigandine Abyss is a full-on tactical RPG sequel set after Legend of Rudercia, and this is pure strategy core energy. You lead one of 6 different factions on the continent of Melty-T, fighting back against a conquering empire, 6 full story routes, 24 faction side quests, and over 200 hours if you want to see everything. This is Hex Grid Warfare. You're commanding 100 plus knights and monster units, managing skills, elemental matchups, traits, progression systems, the whole spreadsheet with swords experience. At this point, I was starting to think the break room lights were flickering because maintenance cut corners again. Nope, it was just Crimson Moon looking dramatic. This is a gothic high renaissance action adventure RPG from Probably Monsters. You play as a Nephilim, a half-angel knight cleansing the cursed city of Gilnarch one district at a time. We're talking demons, undead, vampires, hell-grown monstrosities. You're building up from a hub, taking war table quests, upgrading gear at the blacksmith, and pushing deeper into the city. And yes, you can do it solo, or bring a friend with 2-player co-op. Launching late 2026 on PS5, PC, and Xbox. So during this whole state of play, the break room printer reset itself 4 times in a row, and I thought I was broken. Turns out it was just preparing me for Loop. This is an indie experimental roguelike co-op shooter from Bad Robot Games, led by a Left 4 Dead veteran, and yeah, you can feel that DNA immediately. You navigate something called a probability map, choosing nodes like hacking tech, gathering resources, knowing full well that something is going to ambush you, and it will. Kill bots, boss encounters, weather shifts, enemy modifiers. If your teammate goes down, you can reprint them. Yes, reprint it, but they come back with penalties, so death isn't free, it's paperwork. Loadouts evolve as you combine human and alien gear, so you have SMGs, jetpacks, stealth tools, healing tech. It's a lot of chaos, but the good kind. Closed beta hits spring 2026 on PS5 and PC. If you like squad shooters where everything can spiral in seconds, Loop looks built to stress test friendships. I'm bringing a mop, as long as you bring the coordination. When I walked into the break room earlier, the 2026 calendar looked empty. Now there's been a Cradle-style Shadow Drop and Remake announcement, Metal Gear is breaking out of the PS3 prison, horror stacked itself like it's trying to out-creep each other, live service shooters are multiplying, and there's new IP everywhere you look. This wasn't a filler state of play, this was Sony quietly filling the entire whiteboard. And the wild part, we're only in February. Well, that's all I have. I gotta bounce. The Breakroom TV is looping the God of War trailer for the 15th time. Someone in the hallway just yelled, "Where's Bloodborne?" like it's a ritual, and the coffee machine is making a noise that sounds legally concerning. But before I go, do me a favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below, what was your game of the show? And be honest, did Sony win February? This is Scruffy the Janitor signing off. Peace out.